Hi, my name is Mackenzie Knowles, and this is my major project for this class. And so I want to talk about the articles I read, what stuck out to me in a few of them, and then my proposed project idea. And so a few articles that stuck out to me was definitely the first two I read for the cultural articles. The first one was Unwrapping Operation Christmas Drop. And this was talking about the U.S. military operation where we go and drop off Christmas gifts and supplies to the Micronesia islands and areas every Christmas, and how when I first started to read this, I was like, oh wow, look at us, like the US doing all this humanitarian work and we're helping the world and we're doing all these things. And then the more I read, the more I learned that it was like there to kind of reinforce power and show it really was to reflect influence on the US, which was surprising to me, and how we weren't really helping Micronesia solve any of the long-term issues or the problems that they face. We were kind of just dressing as Santa Claus and putting a bow on it. So that was definitely really interesting to me as someone who loves mission works. And I deliver Christmas gifts through Operation Christmas Child every Christmas. And so I've kind of been on the flip side of that as the person who gives the presents and gives the gifts to the children and gets to kind of see the joy on their faces. And so to learn that our country was kind of dropping them off with airplanes, kind of just to be noticed, is kind of what I got out of it. Was surprising and interesting to learn about. Secondly, the article I read called Albania's Waste Collectors and the Fight for Dignity was really interesting to me, and it's the one I based part 2 of the project on, so I won't talk too much about it, but it basically was explaining the lifestyle of the people who live in Albania and how they live off of recycling trash and digging through landfills and selling that trash in order to survive in the country, and how poverty is so low that they go to waste picking in order to live there. And so it was really kind of sad to learn about just the harassment that they face and the discrimination, along with just how the government has now taken that way of work, or not that it is, but how they've taken that over in society in order to claim the landfills as government land and government money so that people can't make money that way. Was sad to learn. And I'll talk more about that in a little bit, but that definitely stuck out to me. The other articles that stuck out to me was definitely You Won't Survive the Next Apocalypse Alone. And to talk briefly about it, I loved how it talked about community and how anytime we've had a pandemic or a natural disaster, how we've seen communities overcome those things by them rallying together and fundraising together and working together. And so I threw a couple pictures in here of things I've done firsthand that kind of applies. And so I threw a photo in here. I'll show you this photo right here if you're looking at the project. And that is a photo of me working and praying over a group for my church this past Thanksgiving, and our community did this event called Thanksgiving in a Box, where we put all the ingredients for a Thanksgiving dinner in a box, and we go and hand those out to families in need so that they can have a Thanksgiving meal on their table. And so how that shows that our community and our skills, when they all come together, can provide something great when people are in need. And so I thought that was really cool. Another one that I found super, super interesting was the study of teeth. It was the cutting edge article in improving public health. And I learned a lot about rickets, the vitamin D deficiency, and just how we can look back at these teeth and these fossils of humans from long time ago, and how we can now use that for medical, solving medical problems today. And how the similar evidence from the past is also the evidence we're seeing right now. So that was super cool to learn about, and also applies a little bit to my part 2. I'm running out of time, so I'm going to skip to my part 2, my proposed project. And so the what of my project would be to focus on Albania. I've been to Albania twice now, and I'm going for a 3rd time this summer. And so it's definitely something I already have a big passion for, and a country that I would love to help more. And now knowing about the lifestyle of the people that dig through the landfills in order to make money. I would love to, number one, learn more about that, how they survive off of that, and how their work impacts their health would be my big focus. I think that that's a scary thing to think about. Those people digging through those conditions all day, every day, to get food on their table is a scary thing, and probably doing long-term damage to their bodies. And so I'd love to go there and learn more about it and spread awareness about what those people are putting their bodies through in order to live, because the poverty is so terrible there. Alongside with just how community or outside support like missions and like just service can improve their living situation. Sorry, I'm running out of time. So obviously wear Albania in the communities, but also I would love to return to the areas I visited this summer and visit the landfills and see if that's going on there. I didn't know about it until reading this. So it's definitely something I want to ask more questions about. And so the why would obviously be to help those people and seek medical attention for them, and take notes on the health, safety, and the living conditions. So with that is my major project for this class. I've enjoyed it this semester, and learning about all of the different field work in anthropology has been great. So thank you for watching this video, and have a great day.